What if the energy you carry every night is silently shaping the opportunities, emotions, and experiences you meet the next day? Most people wake up stressed, rushed, worried about money, overwhelmed by responsibilities, and emotionally exhausted before the day even begins. They repeat the same thoughts, the same fears, and the same emotional patterns without realizing that their inner state slowly influences the way they move through life. Ancient spiritual teachings believed something different. They believed the human mind carries an invisible emotional energy that affects confidence, decisions, relationships, and even the way people respond to challenges. Hidden inside those teachings was a quiet ritual designed to release emotional heaviness and invite peace, clarity, and abundance into daily life. Many people think abundance only means money, but true abundance begins much deeper than that. It begins with emotional balance. A calm mind sees possibilities more clearly than a fearful mind. A peaceful heart reacts differently under pressure. When someone constantly repeats stress, fear becomes familiar. When someone practices gratitude and awareness, the nervous system slowly learns safety instead of panic. That is why ancient teachers believed protecting your energy was one of the most important spiritual practices a person could learn. Long ago, according to legend, a wandering monk entered a struggling village hidden in the mountains. The villagers argued constantly. Fear and hopelessness filled every home. People begged the monk to save them, expecting complicated wisdom or magical advice. Instead, he placed an empty bowl in the center of the village and sat beside it silently every morning, before sunrise. The villagers laughed at him. They could not understand what an empty bowl could possibly change. After several days, one villager finally asked why he sat there in silence every morning. The monk smiled gently and said, "Most people try to fill their lives without first emptying the fear they already carry inside." Those words slowly changed the village. People began sitting quietly beside the bowl. They stopped feeding constant anger and negativity. Over time, relationships softened, hope returned, and peace slowly entered their lives again. That empty bowl became a symbol of emotional release. Most people carry stress from one day into the next without ever clearing their minds. They sleep while holding tension inside their nervous system. They wake up emotionally tired before anything even happens. This secret energy ritual begins by changing that pattern. Every night before sleep, sit somewhere quiet for a few minutes. Turn off distractions, close your eyes, breathe slowly, and ask yourself a simple question. What energy am I carrying right now? Do not judge yourself. Just notice. Maybe you feel anxiety about money. Maybe you feel anger, disappointment, sadness, or fear about the future. Imagine placing every heavy emotion into an invisible bowl in front of you. Visualize the fear leaving your chest and the stress leaving your shoulders. Imagine your mind becoming lighter with every breath. This practice may sound simple, but awareness itself is powerful. The moment you consciously notice emotional heaviness, you stop allowing it to control you unconsciously. After releasing those emotions, the second part of the ritual begins. Place your hands over your heart and imagine a warm golden light entering your body with every inhale. Ancient teachings often used light as a symbol for peace, wisdom, and spiritual clarity. Imagine that light slowly filling your chest, your thoughts, and your entire body. Then repeat these words slowly and calmly. I release fear. I welcome peace. I allow new possibilities into my life. Feel the meaning behind the words instead of rushing through them. Emotion gives affirmations power. When breath, focus, visualization, and emotion combine together, the mind absorbs those messages more deeply. Modern life trains people to fear silence. The moment quietness appears, people reach for distractions. Phones, noise, endless scrolling, and constant stimulation prevent many people from ever sitting alone with their thoughts. But silence is not empty. Silence reveals emotional patterns that normally stay hidden beneath distraction. In silence, you notice how often fear speaks inside your mind. You notice how much energy leaks through stress and negativity. Most importantly, you begin reconnecting with yourself again. That is why this ritual depends on stillness. Not because silence is magical, but because silence creates awareness. Your emotional state quietly affects every part of life. Fear changes the way people speak, react, and make decisions. Desperation often creates rushed choices and emotional exhaustion. Peace creates clarity. When people feel calmer internally, they often communicate better, recover faster from setbacks, and notice opportunities they previously ignored. Ancient wisdom taught that inner peace should come before chasing external success, because your internal world shapes the energy you bring into every situation. Imagine yourself standing beside a quiet river just before sunrise. The world feels still. In your hands, you carry a small lantern representing your energy. At first, the flame flickers weakly because stress and fear have drained it for so long. Then the rising sunlight touches the lantern, and the flame begins, glowing brighter. You realize the light never disappeared completely. It only needed protection. Now imagine placing every fear into the river and watching the current carry those worries away. Feel the warmth of the lantern growing stronger inside your chest. This visualization reminds you that peace is still possible, even after difficult seasons. Another important part of this ritual is gratitude. Gratitude interrupts emotional scarcity. It shifts attention away from constant lack and reminds the mind that goodness still exists even during uncertainty. Every night, think about 3 things you appreciate. They do not need to be dramatic. Maybe you are grateful for another sunrise, a supportive friend, a lesson learned, or simply a quiet moment of rest. Small gratitude practiced consistently changes emotional focus over time. Instead of training the mind to search only for problems, gratitude trains the mind to notice possibilities, beauty, and hope. Ancient teachers also warned against desperation energy. When people become emotionally desperate, they often chase outcomes through fear instead of clarity. They cling too tightly to results and lose their inner stability. The ritual teaches something different: calm effort, grounded intention, trust, combined with practical action. This does not mean ignoring responsibilities or pretending life is perfect. It means refusing to let fear dominate your emotional world. Peaceful people still face challenges, but they respond differently. They think more clearly under pressure because they are not drowning emotionally. The morning continuation of this ritual is simple but powerful. Before checking your phone or absorbing the stress of the day, sit quietly for 1 minute. Place your hand over your heart and repeat, "Today I choose peace over fear. Today I protect my energy. Today I move through life with clarity." Then imagine yourself handling challenges calmly throughout the day. Visualization prepares the mind emotionally before chaos arrives. Many people hear the word energy and immediately assume it sounds unrealistic, yet modern psychology increasingly recognizes the connection between thoughts, emotions, stress, mindfulness, and behavior. Anxiety affects sleep, chronic stress affects the body, calm breathing affects the nervous system. Gratitude improves emotional well-being. Mindfulness increases self-awareness. Ancient spiritual language and modern understanding often point toward similar truths. The way people think and feel influences how they experience life. Your environment matters too. Certain spaces instantly change emotional states. A cluttered room often feels mentally heavy, while a peaceful environment can help the nervous system relax. Create a small corner dedicated to stillness and reflection. Maybe it contains a candle, a journal, or simply a quiet chair near a window. Let that space become your reminder that peace is available even during difficult seasons. There is an old story about a bamboo farmer who watered the ground every day for years before seeing visible growth. Most people would have quit, believing nothing was happening. Then suddenly the bamboo rose quickly toward the sky. What nobody could see were the deep roots forming underground the entire time. Emotional transformation often works the same way. At first, progress feels invisible. You practice mindfulness, gratitude, awareness, and emotional release, yet life may still feel uncertain. But beneath the surface, your inner roots are strengthening, your reactions are changing, your thinking is changing, your emotional energy is changing quietly over time. Tonight, before sleep, try this ritual slowly. Sit in silence. Breathe deeply. Ask yourself what emotional energy you are carrying. Imagine placing every fear into the invisible bowl before you. Then place your hands over your heart and visualize warm golden light filling your body. Repeat, softly, I release what no longer serves me. I welcome peace into my life. I remain open to abundance, clarity, and hope. Sit quietly for one final moment and simply allow yourself to feel present. If you have been emotionally exhausted lately, remember this. You do not need to become a completely different person to change your energy. You only need to begin creating small moments of awareness instead of living entirely inside fear. One peaceful breath matters. One mindful evening matters. One intentional thought matters. Little by little, those moments begin reshaping the emotionality.